second half by Notre Dame. But by the same token, our turnovers, I think, kept us from really gaining control of the game in the second half.
One of the things that happened as the game opened, and I think it was something had to concern you. The offense really wasn't hitting on all 8 cylinders.
No, we didn't. Well, the entire first half, we didn't play too well. But Notre Dame, of course, had that tremendous kicking game. And, of course, that's what got them the lead in the first half. They moved down here. This is a bootleg play by Berline, their quarterback, when we were in a man coverage and everybody's running off with pass receivers and he's running the football. These scrambles, of course, he got some yardage in the first half. Second half, he wasn't as fortunate, and we had several sacks on him. His effectiveness is not quite as good. Defense. But here, excuse me, Jim, Mike Hammerstein makes one of his several great plays in this game to stop them and force them to go to the field goal.
The defense really did come up with the big plays. You know, not maybe the interceptions or the fumble recoveries, but a big place to stop them from getting in the end zone, settling for field goals like this.
Right. Well, we had the big sacks, and we made the big plays on third down. Their third down successes were not very good. Here's a screen to Jamie Morris, who comes out for good yardage. We didn't pass effectively in the first half. That definitely hurt us. Here, Jim goes back to pass, and receivers are covered, and he steps up and sees a big hole and takes off, which he did several times during the game.
And this was one of the keys to get the offense going, is the fact that...
I think it's important, you know, that you're able to do that. If you don't do that, you're going to find yourself in a position where you don't have the danger of a quarterback getting out of there running.
Jamie played well too, and I mentioned he's quick, but he's also powerful for a little guy. Well,
he's 175 pounds on a 5'7" frame. You know, that's fairly good. I thought Paul caught this ball. He made a great jab at it, but I think going down, as you can see here, right on his stomach, he failed to hold on to it. I thought he was going to have it there for a touchdown, but he'll get his share as the season goes along.
He looks like a very good, big possession receiver for you.
Well, he just needs, he needs a little more experience, but he's coming fast.
You had to settle for a field goal, and then that didn't get there.
Right. Well, Mike Gillette's first kick, he got under it a little bit. It was right in the middle of the goalpost, but he didn't have enough strength on it, and then we didn't make it. So Notre Dame comes back, and I was afraid this youngster was going to break out on us, but Garland Rivers makes a great tackle to save it. Garland's one of the best tacklers on our defensive team, Jim.
He also is a big hitter. I mean, he lets you know.
Here, I thought we had him hit for a loss, and he gets out and gains a little yardage on the play. But once again, Rivers is up there to make the tackle.
Notre Dame offensively now moving the ball a little bit and mixing it up pretty well.
They're doing a good job out of 2 tight end offense with 2 flankers and a single backer, usually Pinkett. And they did a real good job. Here, Garland comes in to deny a sweep. So we've seen Garland here with 3 great tackles on this drive alone.
And Pinkett's a good back, so that's...
Well, Pinkett's the kind of a guy that's dangerous. He can get out of there at any time, and of course, once they get any kind of field position at all, they go to the field goal and they get it. The youngster is an excellent, excellent kicker.
But now the offense begins to come around. You get a little field position, allows you to do some things, like a reverse.
Well, we run a reverse on a first down play here and get a first down with Eric Campbell catching the ball from Jamie and coming around the left end. Here we run a gap play in the trap, and Jamie's getting good yardage. What we found out as the game went along was that we were able to run on them, and that was encouraging. Plays like this, cutback, this Thomas Wilshire getting good yardage, but we found out we could block them and run. Once you find that out, I think it really helps a lot. Here's a swing pass out to Jamie when the receivers downfield were covered, and he gets down in there close. But once again, we failed to score in close. And if there's anything that was discouraging in the game, that was it. We've got to do some work on our goal line offense to get those scores.
A little over a minute left, 6-3, and I thought it was going to be halftime 6-3, but Notre Dame comes back.
Jim, see here, we're playing pass, and they come out and run a sweep and get a big play with Pinkett. And it seemed like every time we played pass, they ran the ball. They did an excellent job. And you know, it's the type of thing, once they cross the 50, they've got 3. And so that was discouraging. The only real problem with our defense, I think, in this ball game was in this hurry-up sequence where we failed to stop them, and they got into field goal position and kicked the field goal to go ahead 9-3 at halftime.
Now, going off at halftime, you said, well, we were able to block them some. We found that out.
Right.
So you didn't probably feel real bad about what was happening.
No. Talked to the defense. First of all, they were doing a great job. Told them that we would move the football and we would control it because we can block them. And we're going to run the football and we'll control it. However, their corners were playing very deep on first down, and we were thinking very seriously of going deep several times on first down. Now, we didn't do that because the safeties were up there playing so close on first down. We probably should have thrown deep more on first down.
We will be back, and we will take a look at the second half, which includes the comeback and victory for Michigan. So stay with us.
Pass against them, we could run against them. Everything was going fine. We had a lot of plays that we wanted to run in the second half, and we knew that the way the offensive line was coming off the ball, we could do just about what we wanted offensively.
Jimmy Arbor played an outstanding football game, trailing 9-3 at half. You had to feel good about your chances only because you said you could block them. You felt the defense was playing well, and you said at halftime you told them, we will move the ball, and you got your break early because they gave it to you down close.
Now that's money in the bank. We hadn't had many of those, and that was really good. That's the exact way we would have liked to start second half.
You know, you were going to give them the ball, and they had the lead, and then all of a sudden this happens.
It's too bad this youngster got hurt on this play, and he might have got hurt badly.
Good recovery, though, by Heron, because that's
Heron was going for the ball, and he's a tough kid. He'll go after the football, I can assure you that. So that helped a lot.
And then a quarterback draw.
Well, we got into a situation. Coach Hanlon in the press box said they were going to be in man coverage, and that's true. And the one man you don't cover in man coverage, of course, is the quarterback. So we ran the quarterback draw, and he ran into the end zone for a touchdown. It was an excellent call, I got to admit that, but I can't take credit for it.
Give Coach Hanlon credit for that, huh? Well, Harbaugh did play well. You had to be pleased with the way Jim played.
I think Jim's going to come along. He's, you know, he had a tough first half. The second half, he played a lot better. I think as the season goes along, he's going to get tougher and tougher.
And here, you give it right back.
Well, in defense of Eric Campbell, I think that on the short kick, he thought that the ball hit one of his teammates. If that's the case, he had to recover it. So rather than take a chance that someone had touched it, he tried to recover it, and unfortunately, it was a mistake. And but that's one of those things. And unfortunately, he got hurt on the play. But it does give them field position and an opportunity to go down there and, of course, take the lead on us again.
All right, but on the quick change thing that the defense always seems to rise, and they did again.
You know, we work on that sudden change, and Coach Muller's done a great job. Those kids think that a sudden change is an opportunity for them. And they did, and they responded. They stopped them. But they did get the field goal to take a 2-point lead.
So they're up 12-10. Now you got the ball back on a kickoff, so you got to go again the long way. And this drive had to be probably the most satisfying for you of the day.
Well, it was important for us to move, and we did it. Jim made a nice play here. His receivers were covered. He stepped in, and finally Paul got open, and he threw it to him. Here's a pass to Gilvani Johnson for a first down, and so this drive is what you would like to think would be typical the drives you want this year. Jim comes rolling out here and then has some other ideas. I hope he doesn't do this too often, but in this particular case, it worked out all right. And he got a first down scrambling. It's a 3rd down and 7 situation. This is a very key play. And Jim throws the ball here to Eric Gaddis. Unfortunately, Eric's got a field to run in all day and drops the ball, but they roughed our passer, and it was a break for us, and we got the ball. Here under a blitz, Jim throws probably a pass he might probably shouldn't have thrown. And but fortunately, Bob Perriman made a great catch, and then we got the ball down to the near the 5-yard line, ran a counter play on the goal line, and got in for the touchdown.
Notre Dame comes back. You know, they're not out of it yet because they've got some decent players, good quality, skilled people.
I think you're a little better than decent, Jim.
But once again, I think the defense comes up. This is where the defensive line and the linebackers get it done with the sacks.
Right. The sack is important. Here is Mike Hammerstein again with a big play, and he's tough to handle in pass blocking. I can assure you that. We've worked against him all fall, and he does an excellent job. So we get the ball back, and Jim scrambles and gets big yardage here, puts us into Notre Dame territory.
Are some of those design scrambles, or is it just Jim
I think
has to recognize
that's right. He's got to recognize when he has an opportunity, when he doesn't. Here's a deep pass, and I think this shows that obviously pass interference. He runs right into Paul Jokisch, you know, to deny him an opportunity to catch the ball. It's a 15-yard penalty and a first down, so we get the ball and we roll out and on a great catch by Gerald White. He takes the ball inside the 5-yard line. Here's where we've got to start doing a better job. We were forced to go with a field goal again, and the margin is now 8 points, which means Notre Dame, this late in the game, had an opportunity to tie us. Now, we should have scored a touchdown there and put that game on ice, and we didn't do it. Here, we were going to do it again when we got possession again. Jamie runs down inside the 40-yard line, but unfortunately, the ball is knocked loose. And that was the second turnover, and a big one, because this gives Notre Dame a chance to come back and tie. And they hit this pass here on a 3rd and long situation, gets them a first down. Now they're close to midfield, 4th down and 10. And Berline does a great job throwing the ball to Pinkett. Pinkett makes a fine catch. And they're down in our territory and threatening.
And it's nail-biting time at this point.
It appears that way for that young lady. It's 3rd down and 5 here, and here we go again with a big sack by Mike Hammerstein. And now they're in a long yardage situation. They go to pass, and they tackle Mike this time. See him tackling? And they throw the flag, but we intercept the ball when Doug Mowry dives in front of the receiver and run out the clock, and the game is over.
Game's over. Michigan beats Notre Dame 20-12. Good opener for you. Question is, where do you need work? I know you think that the goal line offense needs some work, but otherwise, you got to be pleased overall.
I think overall I am. You know, we played hard, and we played together, and I think this team's going to be a fun team. Jim, we're still a very thin ball club this year. We can't afford a lot of injuries. We lost Eric Campbell. We lost Mike Mowry in the second half. We got to keep our team healthy if we're going to make a run for this thing.
Well, it doesn't get any easier. Michigan's got to make a run next week at South Carolina. Stay with us. We'll have a scouting report look at the Gamecock.
These scrambles, of course, he got some yardage in the first half. Second half, he wasn't as fortunate, and we had several sacks on him. So his effectiveness is not quite as good. Defense. But here, excuse me, Jim, Mike Hammerstein makes one of his several great plays in this game to stop them and force second half by Notre Dame. But by the same token, our turnovers, I think, kept us from really gaining control of the game in the second half.
One of the things that happened as the game opened, and I think it was something had to concern you, the offense really wasn't hitting on all 8 cylinders.
No, we didn't. Well, the entire first half, we didn't play too well. But Notre Dame, of course, had that tremendous kicking game, and of course that's what got them the lead in the first half. They moved down here. This is a bootleg play by Berline, their quarterback, when we were in a man coverage and everybody's running off with pass receivers, and he's running the football. We didn't pass effectively in the first half. That definitely hurt us. Here, Jim goes back to pass, and receivers are covered, and he steps up and sees a big hole and takes off, which he did several times during the game.
And this is one of the keys to get the offense going, is the fact that
I think it's important, you know, to go to the field goal.
The defense really did come up with the big plays. You know, not maybe the interceptions or the fumble recoveries, but a big place to stop them from getting in the end zone, settling for field goals like this.
Right. Well, we had the big sacks, and we made the big plays on third down. Their third down successes were not very good. Here's a screen to Jamie Morris, who comes out for good yardage.